Hey, Mike here, Riverview Turfworks, Fort Smith's local landscaping company. Hey, today I'm going to make a short video going over our 3 different landscape bed, flower bed, whatever you want to say, border options, okay? And it's kind of weird. When we talk about the beds themselves, we say landscape border, flower bed border. But whenever we talk about the actual product, we always call it edging for whatever reason. Okay, so we have our traditional tried and true metal edging, okay? We install this stuff all the time. And this is a really good product, okay? This stuff right here lasts most people about 15 years or so. So you put it in, it's gonna last. This is, of course, a small section from a longer piece. These are typically going to come in 10-foot pieces and with various colors, okay? But you can kind of see here, these are roughly about 4 inches tall from the ground, and they're super thin because they're metal, and they can be. And we can get these in different colors. This one particular one here is green. This one right here I have for you is a brown. We can also get black and bare metal. And don't sleep on that bare metal. Doesn't look the greatest right when you install it, but after a year or so, whenever the rust really starts to set in, they really look really good, especially with the rock beds. This stuff right here though, super economical in price, super economical for a labor standpoint to install it, and it still looks good and it lasts a long time. So we install a lot of this stuff. It's great. I have some in the backyard of my place for some backyard beds. It looks really good and does its job, okay? This stuff, typically we're gonna follow the grade of the grade of your yard. So if there's some hills and valleys and stuff, we'll kind of follow that, okay? Next up, we're gonna have a little bit better edging for you. And this is really one of our more popular options, especially in the Fort Smith and Van Buren area. That is our natural stone bed border, okay? These things come in various colors as well, and a few different sizes. I'll go over that here in a second. But these are essentially just chopped up rocks into similar sizes and various lengths, okay? So this particular size right here is our most common, most popular for bed borders, and this is a 4x4, okay? Meaning 4 inches this way, 4 inches this way, and the length is going to be a various length on all of these. I have a separate one right here, and I'll kind of show you. See, different lengths. We can get these in different widths as well, okay? So typically it's going to be 4 inches from the bottom of the ground vertically, and then this is a 4-inch wide. We can also get a 6-inch wide and an 8-inch wide as well, okay? Depending on your needs and your border options, okay? Various colors available. We get about 5 or 6 different colors on these. Pictures are on our website. One thing to be aware of on these is it's natural stone. It's not man-made, so each stone is going to be a little bit different color, which whenever you have a wide range or a large project like a flower bed border, when you stand back and look at it, it really makes an awesome product from the little different speckles of different shades of browns and grays and blues and things. These are also very economical to install labor-wise, especially when you're just doing one row, okay? As in one tall. That's because we also follow the grade with these as well, okay? And whenever I say follow the grade, I mean we follow the contours of your current front yard, okay? When we get into the next option, I'll go over different options as far as that goes. Now these, we also have, well, if you'll notice here, the edges are very square. We use these often on bed borders. But what we also have here is what is called tumbled. So this is a different colorway, but it's the same size rock, and essentially it's cut into the previous rock I just showed you, that previous shape, and it's these rocks, and then those rocks are stuck in a big tumbler, and it gets rid of all the sharp edges. These are very popular for bed borders as well. They're also popular being used for a border for like a walkway or a patio. So if you're walking over there with bare feet or something like that, they won't cut you whenever you're exiting that walkway or patio. These are a little bit more expensive in price, but not too bad. Same exact labor to install them. Now we have good, better, best, okay? as far as quality goes. Now they're all good products, and they'll all last, and you'll be happy with all of them. But the prime time best thing you can absolutely get for a landscape bed border are these massive garden wall blocks, okay? Now these things are, you can see the shape here, trapezoidal shaped. Generally they're installed just like I'm showing you, to where what you're looking at right now is the outside face of the bed. So this is what you would see from, from the road if you're staring at the front of the house. And you see this back lip right here? That helps you interlock different layers, so you can stack these multiple tall. Now let me put this thing down to the table. The garden wall blocks also available in various different colors. Now these do all share a very, very similar colorway between the different blocks. They do vary just barely, but you can't really tell. These are production made in a regular brick plant, just like a brick is, okay? Which is why they're all exactly the same dimension, very, very similar colorways, especially for the same batches that are made. Biggest difference on these though, 100% necessary when you're putting in a garden wall block bed, to not go with the grade whenever you install these. So these beds are going to be perfectly level, okay? Which means that if you have a higher portion of lawn over here and a shorter portion of lawn over here, these are going to be stair-stepped down to get down to that level, or raised up from this side over here to get up to that level, if that makes sense. So they're going to be exactly level, which also means that we have to dig down pretty deep to install these, which takes quite a bit more labor, but when they're installed, they're permanent, okay? So these, typically the bottom layer rock, or the bottom layer block, it's gonna be roughly halfway in the ground on average. And then below the bottom of that is gonna be between 4 inches and 6 inches of a crushed rock base that's tamped in place and perfectly level. And pretty much you start from the ground up, create a good foundation, lay these blocks on there, you're never going to have any issue. Now, whenever we stack the second, third, fourth, fifth layer of blocks on there, we use a high quality construction adhesive. That way you don't ever have to worry about these failing and falling off, especially when you bump them with a mower or something like that during your regular maintenance, okay? Now, caveat to that is, if you want to do multiple layers with these 4x4 natural stone blocks, you can also do that, and we can go really as far as needed on the prep work. But a good in between on this is just for us setting this in some concrete, which is typically what we do. We can typically go about 3 layers high on these 4x4 blocks. Set the bottom layer in concrete. That bottom layer of concrete will be hidden by the dirt. You won't ever see it. So after the install is done, it'll be gone, and nobody will know the difference. But they'll be firmly held in place. And it really provides a really nice, aesthetically pleasing quality product. If we can do anything for you, riverviewturfworks.com, 479-235-1390. Let's plant some plants, let's install some beds.